So the car that I'm about to review today has really improved within the past 10 years. You can see a major difference between this car 10 years ago and this car today. So really, when I first got handed this car, my car's in service, so I got handed this car, and the first thing that came to my mind was, is this what I really think it is? I don't think so. So I had to do a nice little walk around the car and double check the emblem in the back to make sure it is what it is, okay? So when I found out what it was, the first thing, I sat in the driver's seat and I started to flashback. What it reminded me of is when you get into a family gathering during the holidays or during, you know, a family reunion, whatever it is, and your aunts, your uncles, everyone's sitting together, and then they pull out their albums from 10 years ago, and we start flipping through the pages and start looking at our pictures and saying, what the heck was I thinking to be wearing pants like that? Or what the heck was I thinking to do my hair like that? Or even my makeup like that? That's exactly my thought process when I got inside this X3. What was BMW thinking to design a car like this? They either cut their budgets on, you know, exterior design engineers, or they borrowed some design engineers from General Motors or from Saturn, from Pontiac maybe. Budget cuts? I don't know. But that was my thought process when I first saw that car. So let me tell you a little bit about this car, and let's talk about how amazing and how much this has really improved within the past few years. Making my way to work and dealing with this beaming Arizona sun that's blinding my face right now, as you can see. One thing I gotta mention is, of course, you guys know my feelings on BMW's handling is phenomenal, and that's very important when you're blinded by the sun and you can't see anything. It's very important that you have a very sensitive steering wheel, and any quick reaction, the car will react when you need it to, in case you need a brake, change lanes really quick because you can't see because the sun's in your face like this. So that's one thing that I like. The other thing that I like about this car is that it is reasonable for all terrain. It is an all-wheel drive, so you drive it through the snow, through the rain, through the heat, through the humidity, through a hurricane, you will be fine. You will be fine all in these cars. And it doesn't fall short. When you need it, it's there. The torque, it's got a good amount of torque, so if you're going off-roading, it'll be perfect for off-roading. Probably too expensive to take it out off-roading, but if you can do that, hey, do it. That's great for you. Now, one thing I love about this car, and I don't know if it's because it's an M40, it's got the bigger engine and it's equipped with the M Sport package, but this thing backfires when you downshift. So when you're slowing down or when you're on the highway and you downshift, you definitely hear that backfire, and it's like an amazing noise. It's like, it brings happiness to me. Give me a second, you're gonna listen and you're gonna hear exactly what I'm talking about. Listen to the backfire, just listen. That's music to my ears, I swear. The great thing is, if you're a mother or you're a father and you gotta sacrifice a small car for an SUV, this is the perfect car, because if you have a little need for speed and you want that sport, oof, that backfire, oh my god, and you want that sport feeling in your vehicle, this is definitely gonna deliver all that to you. You're still gonna have room in the back. Another thing that I love, like I said, if you're gonna be living in your car, you need a lot of windows. So let me give you a few pointers on what I like about the X3. Comparison to the X5 a few years ago, the X3 was very tiny, and it just looked like a little like lost child where nobody wanted. The ugly duckling, really. Today, the X3 is really volumized. It's poofed up a little bit. It's gotten a little bigger, so it looks more aggressive. With 355 horsepower and 365 torque, it really doesn't threaten any guy's manhood at all. If you're a guy caught in an X3, you're no longer that wimp or that weirdo in the X3 or that creepy neighbor that drives the X3. No, you're the guy in the X3. You're the lady in the X3. You're the boss in the X3. It's a big difference.